Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
What is this thing?
Stress ball.
Good evening, everyone.
What do you need?
October 23rd, Village of Belmont Board meeting called to order. May I have a roll call, please?
Barb Bruce here.
Jerry Lance here. Jerry Rick Dean.
Linda Isaac here. Peggy Wallen here.
Linda Johnson here.
Claudia Dant Clark.
It appears that Herschel Johnson is absent.
Yes.
Very well, stand for pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll start out by saying that the gas tank arrived this week.
Who did?
The gas tank that we had ordered to replace our
Oh.
single wall with our dual. It came in this week, so I'll be contacting Mr. Guy White to come and dispose of the other two, the single gas and the diesel. Yay. I didn't want the bill right now, but yay. And as you noticed, fiber optic is walking around making their markings. I do have maps that I will go over with you and make sure that I give a copy to the water and road folks are head of those two departments, so that they'll be aware as people contact them and ask them what's going on. They are going down the alleys, like they said, for the hookups, but they will be going on quite a bit of Hill Street and then two other locations, and then we'll be going under the railroad track over on Freed Track. So, just one location there. They said they would be getting started this week. I haven't seen any digging take place yet. There's been a bit of confusion about, they had told Not Criminal Public Utility they would be starting on the north side of town, but then I have an email so they're starting on the south side of town. So we'll just see where it all starts, and then Dana and I will do our best to be readily available to make sure that they're staying as far away from our facility as possible. I do know that Not Criminal Public Utility are quite concerned about the gas lines, and they're going to be here just every day watching closely. I think Blake said he was going to live out here for 2 months. I said, well, I better get a coffee pot ready. So, we have that going on. That's something new I think I have. We have minutes from September 9th and 17th, and I believe we have one from the October 21st. No, we'll have a section. And those,
Forgot unless I have in this stack.
And that was just we called the duty order. No, but there was no,
that's
the
just
note.
the notes.
Okay. Just for okay, so she doesn't have the minutes from the 21st. So we'll review that.
Well, I thought maybe we should wait till next month.
Okay.
To get some.
Well,
Okay.
It's fine. So may I have a motion? Everyone has a chance now once to review September 9th and September 17th minutes. May I have a motion to approve both those minutes?
I'll make a motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We had the bills passed around the other evening. Were there any questions on those bills?
That was Gary the second, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to point out that
I can't tell
we
this
had
guy's
a large
voice for
sum
yet.
that came from Wattler's. That was our audit. And then we had a large sum IML, RMA insurance and dues. And so I was glad to see that taken care of. And note that on the water O&M, we are looking fine for our next payment that will come due next month, I believe, will be our second water payment for the year. And that looks like we're going to be able to make that without any problems. Hallelujah. So we have a motion to approve the bills and financials.
I'll make a motion to approve the bill from financial.
I'll say it.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have one absent.
And we need, okay, so we have, when we have a roll call vote, there's 5 yeses and 1 absent.
Okay, the water report, Mr. Johnson is not here this evening. I will report that, water is okay. We are in acceptable limits, running a little bit high at our city hall. And that is because we, have a new drum on, and so we have slowly brought that, transfer pump down, and we'll continue to do that, and if we don't see an improvement any quicker, then we will go ahead and flush a little bit also. So it is an acceptable limit. And the level is at 119, I think it is this morning. Any reports from trustees?
They got one of the dugouts, they made a lot of good headway on it, it's got the roof on it, and it's looking really good. We had 21 ton of clay brought in and dumped by Jeff Hinderleiter.
You drop it.
You can have it.
No, I've seen you dropped it, I just picked it up.
Our church group has ceased meeting for right now.
Okay.
That's because somebody, Mr. Johnson, or David, his name is
Yes.
David, he's ill,
Yes,
Okay.
and, he's unable to do that.
yes, and so they are, when they start again, which is their hope, they do have 2 times they've already got paid for,
Okay.
so,
And I believe that, it's in it for the October 31st already.
yes.
So there's a thing going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what's it, Thanksgiving week, well, it's Thanksgiving weekend, it's rented Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I've already got, I think, at least two booked for December, so we're still continuing to get some people using it. Dropping that price really helped a lot.
Okay. On maintenance, Gary, he works on the door at Wellhouse 1 and actually replaced the door in Wellhouse 1. We still have a little bit more work to do on that, but we are in the process of it.
It's done.
It's done, okay. I think I just need to relabel. Are we gonna put reinforcement over the front?
We're gonna put that wood on the, over the window.
Okay, all right.
We don't really want anybody busting it out.
No. And I did find a piece of scrap at my house that I think is gonna work, and it's one solid to it. And so I'll get that to you. And then, I think of insulation also, just so, you know, we'll put wood on the outside, insulation on the inside, and I think that'll be good. It's almost time, I think, for us to go ahead and get the, hot water, the heaters, little space heaters, and start getting those things ready, and we'll do the salt, and then get ready for it. Yeah. I don't think it's that cold yet, but I was surprised when, it's kind of cool in my house last night. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't bring any plants in, I better get out there and cover them up.
Yeah, there was an advisory last night too, but I think tonight's the coldest night for about 10 days. Everything else is more around 40 to 50 every evening.
Well, if you see that I haven't got it done yet, and you know it's getting really cold, let me know, and I'll try my best to, me and David get on that.
Let's go in the well houses, is that the only place?
We put them in the tower in the well houses to keep things, warm, keep them freezing. We do have a water leak on, Main Street. We think it's on a line from the main going to a service line on our side. And, Steve Moody was gonna be coming out today, but that called for an emergency. I know tomorrow he cannot get to it, so it'll probably be Monday before we can get that taken care of. The ball is on the list.
The only thing I have as far as the trustee report is, the Frontier contract runs out at the end of this month, and I need to get with you on that. We need to decide how we want to renew it. When I talked to them, they said we could renew with just the phone line, since you guys aren't using the internet, and not do the internet right now, and see if we want to use Sparklight.
if we drop the internet and then come back to them, Frontier, will they give us the same rate?
Well, she didn't say that.
Well, you know, sometimes when you drop something and then you think, oh, yeah, I do need you. And we don't use the internet here, but I do want that available to the employees. Because some of their training, and they have a computer that they train on, but so far I find that they prefer to use their own anyway. So you might be
What
right.
she did say was, when we sign the new contract, without the contract, you know, our phone bill's gonna be a lot higher. Without a
Will phone
contract.
be higher too?
Well, no, I mean, if we continue the service without a contract,
Oh,
the phone will be higher.
okay.
It'll be cheaper if we sign a 2-year contract. But if we go ahead and just renew what we got, we're gonna have internet for 2 years, and you may not want that.
Right.
If we get Sparklight.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying, we need to decide if we wanna just wait till they come in. Then, she said we can add the internet later.
Okay. Okay. I know that you had mentioned that to me too, and, Claudia and I both don't utilize it much here, and I don't think Lorraine uses it much when she comes in either.
Well, it seems simple for you,
Right.
if you guys can't use it, I mean, that's a big.
Yeah, we tried to do something on it the other night, so we got loading.
It doesn't work most of the time, so.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
have you ever had them out here to troubleshoot why it doesn't work?
Yes, but most of the time it's the phone line, and we talked about the internet, and they said, well, it's running okay, that we're giving you enough, power to it, but, I've never been satisfied with it.
I've just never had any trouble with them.
And it's fine, it might be.
We used it down here in the past when we first got the internet, when we were required to have it for filing the Illinois taxes and municipal taxes. But and so it used to work at one time. Yeah.
Okay, we'll look into it.
Okay,
Maybe I will actually come down and do something on the
Or
computer.
we'll just call them, a lot of times they can troubleshoot that over the phone.
Yeah, okay.
And they need a new modem, a new line.
Well, we got a new modem, last year, and they ran the line this year. We may replace that modem this year also, because it's already,
Okay.
so I
I
think
just
it's
can't
this year.
figure out why it doesn't.
Well, the problem I just had when he came out is Mike Wright had him a couple weeks before I did. When I lost internet, we have squirrels
Yes,
tearing up the wire up there.
yeah.
So,
Could be something else on that.
it can be.
But I don't think that we need to lock into a 2-year contract with them when they have something better come down the price.
Yeah.
Is there any idea when
That
the park
you
light
guys
will
could
actually be
use-
functional?
I've not heard, I would do that.
The last I heard, it was gonna take at least 2 months to get everything installed, and then they would offer it out, so, originally when they first proposed this, they thought by January they'd be ready to offer it. Yeah, so, we'll see.
I'm just concerned with them, you know, they said we could start out at $36,
Well,
and after 3 months, they're gonna double it.
possibly, yeah, and I've even seen some things where it advertised $9.95 for 3 months. So it'll be, and then they do have that low income offer too, so we'll just have to see what it comes out to be when they actually say it, but it will be competitive, I'm sure, and like all companies, it will probably rise down the line, but, you know, we'll see what they do. I know the town said yes, they wanted it, so here we are. I'm kind of, on edge about them starting to dig, I'm like, oh, but it'll be all fine, it'll work out, we'll keep our eyes closed and see what's going on, and it'll be okay. Let's see, the senior is fine, all the guys are doing exercise, it did get pretty dry this summer, water got low, didn't have any complaints about the odor though, we often come to a low water volume this time, and, our volunteer did a very good job keeping the grass down, even with the new rain, it hasn't been too bad. We'll be probably getting our mowers ready to be put up for the winter here soon, and probably do maybe 1 or 2 more runs, and we'll be done with that. Okay. In, old business, we talked about amendment on the park ordinance. I believe, do you have that taken care of?
No.
And so you need to read that to your board. the actual code for them. And they had it in their package to review, and it's, just a way to, the reason why we're even looking at that is that Frank, on this side?
Raymond, fine.
Yes. Had sent me some updates about what some other, municipalities are doing to make sure that they don't have people camping or staying overnight in your, public property. So we did have something in there that would say no camping at blah, blah, blah. But we need to be more specific at that, and so it's just an amendment to that Claudia has prepared and given everyone. And she will read that for us now.
Been too long since I looked at this, I'm sorry.
And that's the only thing on this is the statement. I think it's an omission of a statement saying that there will be some camping, if camping occurs, well, that's what I'm proposing to the board.
Not even the special groups like Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts?
Yes, that's what I'm proposing. This is exactly what she did us. And, you think you read it before? I thought you had read it on a meeting that I was absent, because we usually read and then we vote on it.
Well, we had some choices. We talked about some choices, and we didn't, but we agreed to, come back to it. So of the three choices, one of them, erection structures was no person shall build or place any tent, building, booth, stand, or other structure in or upon any municipal park or any recreational facility unless he has obtained permit to do so from the village. That's the way it reads now. The suggestions were to delete the wording that says unless he has obtained a permit to do so from the village, and that would make the ending it would end after the word facility. Or you could add the sentence at the end, camping is not allowed in the Belmont Village Park, or camping is not allowed in the Belmont Village Park unless a group consisting of Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, church groups, or similar groups obtain permission from the Belmont Village Board before camping. The group must be supervised by adults who are approved to the village board, and that was something that was up to,
Okay, so I understand that this decision has not been made yet?
correct.
Okay, so I'd like the board's input.
Now, we did have, okay,
Do you have a copy of the original? Because I got one in my packet. I thought that the original one looked okay
I think this
if
is,
we were gonna leave in there that they could camp with permission in advance. But we were gonna have to take out something about a fire. Remember?
What's your page?
28-1-1.
On 28-1D, in camping areas, there is no camping area, so that
Right,
one.
that, we were just gonna strike that, and I think that the rest of it says there's no camping anywhere.
Yes.
That's what in the village, including in the park, except unless they have,
Permission.
permission in advance.
one of those has it marked out on, I think it's page
Mhm.
1.
It's 28-1-3B.
And then 28-1-5 is the one that says they could possibly, put a tent up with the, permit of the village. Because it's, and but that doesn't mean camping, that means a tent. You
For
know,
the day or
yeah,
for the week.
yeah, a covering. So that's not camping, that's covering. So I don't have a problem with that one. I thought that we had come to the agreement that we just wanted to take out 28-1-3B, that says in camping areas, because we have no camping areas.
But there's places up there to light a fire.
Oh, yeah,
And
it's
you
real.
can do that.
Uh-huh. And I don't have any problem with them putting up a a booth or a tent or something of that sort either when
Right.
we're having an event. I
Are
thought,
there multiple copies of the same page? Is this-
No, this isn't the one that says camping, but
Okay.
we have an ordinance for it, that says we don't have camping unless it's, you know, for information in the banner. That's been a couple months ago, for some reason I
Yeah.
thought we needed to strike,
I thought that was the only thing, was that we just needed to strike that one line, that there was nothing else in the park, in the ordinance.
camping areas, but we don't have a camping area.
Right.
And then the other ordinance was okay. Okay.
Does everyone else recall that, or would you like us to, table again and vote on it next month, or we've seen this now twice, this will be the third time, and so are you prepared to, vote on amendment to the park, that section on, 2813 Fires in Park, that implies that there is camping areas and there are not? That's the only difference.
I'll say let's go ahead and,
Yeah.
get the ball rolling.
So have a motion
By
to
doing what?
make an amendment on chapter 28, parks, 28:1-3, omit line B.
And that's all?
So it's an ordinance, amendment ordinance to chapter 28:1-3 B.
Okay.
And
So,
obviously it was put there in error because we've never had a camping area, so that changed it.
this was one that after, Frank did an update on the book that appeared in there, and so the new ordinance, will have an amendment to, 28-1-3, fires in parks. And it will say, we'll have A and B only. The current B will be removed, so it will read, A, no person shall light or use any unenclosed picnic fire within the municipal parks. Fires may be built only in fireplaces or on grills constructed for that purpose in designated areas. The current B will be eliminated, and the new B will be, every person who has lighted or used any fire in the municipal park shall extinguish such fire before leaving the park.
Correct. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve that amendment.
Do I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Peggy was the second.
Linda.
Linda, okay. Linda Isaac.
Okay, now, next on the agenda is guttering. We talked about gutterings and so forth. We were gonna look into if the, park grant was gonna give us any, still allow us to rent and so forth. And we did receive paperwork on that in your package. Carter, do you recall exactly what was read, or do you have any questions on it?
It said, no,
Okay.
Yes, I see no reason why this would preclude renting the shelter house, provided the restrooms are still available for park use.
And it's worth the guttering that said, that they're not replacing the guttering.
they might take it down if it was necessary to do the work that they were doing, but they would put it back up.
Right,
And that
so
was
they
the
saw
last-
no problem with going ahead. I see no reason why this would preclude renting the shelter house. What about?
Linda, did you need a copy of that? I see you kind of get them. There you go.
This is just about the restroom.
So this is the restroom, and this one here is about if they did any damage, that they would be, the current.
Oh,
rate is
okay,
still
the
on.
bottom line.
So if we got some existing guttering up there before they started, that if they damaged it, they would replace it.
Okay. That's the way I understood it.
Yeah, so it's really not giving us a reason not to go ahead and proceed with guttering, so I need to know if the board would like me to do that. And if they want me to do the whole backside there, we had the, drawing last time to show this what it was,
Mm-hmm.
so I just didn't know if you want me to proceed with that.
I don't think we have to protect our building.
You know, the way the water came in that day.
Yeah.
So the motion is to put the guttering on the back side of the building only, which is on the east side, or to do the whole building.
As needed, we will do the guttering as needed. we've already looked at the prices and so forth, and so then when he comes and starts doing it, then I'll get it taken care of. And is that at the shelter house and City Hall? City Hall, we were concerned because they have washing away back here. Just on the back side.
Yeah,
Okay.
they should go ahead and do the back side of here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, take
Yeah,
care
I
of
mean,
it.
if it's washing away, it's not gonna be any better.
Right, and,
Right.
you know, Damon was getting ready to do that work, and I said, Damon, I don't see us doing it yet till we get that guttering in, and we'll put more rock down and then cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of rock.
So I don't know that I necessarily need a motion to pass, because it's already been discussed, and we just are informing that, yes, the board wants me to go ahead with the guttering.
That's correct.
On the new business, we have trick or treat hours. Usually they're 5 to 8:30, and a lot of times you guys choose 2 nights, the 30th and the 31st. The 31st will fall on a Friday this year, so I'd like to know how you would like it posted, and I'll just give it up right away, as in tomorrow.
I think 8's way more.
8, so 5 to 8, or?
Yeah, a lot of things like to go early and evening, since they finish work.
It might well be dark by then, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Getting close, so yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 to 8, and then do you want them on both nights? Or just the Halloween night? Thursday and Friday, or just Friday?
Well, in the past ways, always was gonna be like Mount Carmel done,
Uh-huh.
so I don't know how Mount Carmel was done this time.
I think they approved 2 nights.
No,
they-
they, I think that's what I heard too.
We've always had 2 nights, I think maybe, but 1 year people went anyway, so
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
might as well
that's
just have the two nights.
Might just as well have the 2 nights, but I'll tell you now, there's only gonna be 1 night.
Okay. The 30th and the 31st then for trick or treaters, and I'll get that posted tomorrow.
Yeah. And 8:30 is too late.
Chili
Yeah.
and dogs
5
will
to
be
8.
Halloween.
Okay.
Killing dogs at your house.
Chili and dogs at my house on Halloween.
Right, that'll be
And
fine.
vegetables too.
And vegetables.
Spider, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
You gonna put vegetables in this year?
Yeah.
Your sister's not even here, how you
I've
gonna
already
do that?
got it.
He's on it.
I've got it, buddy.
So we are invited.
Everybody is.
Next on the list is, abatement of properties. This has been, an eyesore for us for some time now. The estimates we have are from Connor Travis Excavating. I had Claudia has just put a list here and the prices of it. We actually sent, letters to these folks to let them know what our, estimate was, in hopes that they would go ahead and get started, and that was with the advice of the attorney. And, South Persimmon Street, that would be Mr. Thomas, and the problem there is the terrible overgrowth. We can't do anything about the buildings until we can see the buildings. Right now, he has terrible overgrowth, and he has been working on it slowly. I talked to him this summer. He told me he thought it would get done by the end of July. It has not happened. And so I need to know if the board would like me to pursue that one. Its current cost estimate was $4,700. I would reach out to Mr. Connor again and a couple of other companies and see if I can get a better price for it. Because you know, it may be higher, maybe less. I do feel that Mr. Geiswhite has done really well with us on his pricing, and it's a similar type of deal, and he does do that. Like he would take all the trees down and so forth. The next property is 109 North Church Street. Mr. Gunzel, we see that our estimate was at $15,500. It was basically a junkyard that we never approved. I talked to him quite often about getting things out of the alley. He has tried to cover things up by putting some type of fencing in the front, but it doesn't stay up too often. And he says he's moving things. Patricia says she's moving things. My fear on that is that you go in and you spend the money to get all that cleaned up, and it comes back the next day, and they don't pay the bill, and then you end up, 3 months down the line putting a lien on the property and so forth, and the property itself is not even worth $15,500. It's 2 lots there, and I don't know how to help Mr. Gounsel get that cleaned up, but, we do need to try to work with him and figure out how the board wants to handle it. I'm told by several people, I get complaints often, and then I get a complaint when I say something to him, well, you're not doing anything about that one, and that one, and that one. And I said, yes, sir, I agree, I'm aware, and I'm trying to make a change. Sometimes little things happen, like Mr. Thomas is doing a little, but I seen coons, and a fox running out of that property and past the gymnasium and on across the street over to Sean Bird's just 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have critters because of this mess.
Well, they're trained within people's homes.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I believe that we
point
had
where
a
people
resident
can't
recently
stay.
that had water damage, water leak due to coons. Yes. Coons down in the basement.
This week.
Yeah. So,
So who pays for this stuff, these abatements?
this abatement, the way this takes place is that we've sent them, the ordinance violation last May. Actually, I've sent it for 2 years in a row and have not abated it, but our ordinance says that we give them a time limit on that nuisance. You have 30 days or 15, whatever our nuisance is, to get it cleaned up. If they don't take care of it, then we have the right to go in, clean it up, and send them the bill. And this is what the bills would be that we would be sending them, unless I get different bills. But my backup is, they're not gonna pay it. We're sending the bill.
Oh, no, they're not, that's what I'm gonna say,
Yeah.
and where are we gonna get the money to pay for it?
It would have to come out of our general fund. And yes, we don't have that kind of money to clean up people's properties. But somehow we have to encourage these folks to make a difference because it is downgrading their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're unhappy about this mess because their neighbors having to look at it, having to deal with it. Mr. Sean Bird is next on the list for $8,500. And again, this is just to clean up all the brush, the trees and things that are just totally overgrown, and some vehicles. I think he may have 4 or 5 vehicles in all the middle of all that. And then once you get all that down, you will find that we have 2 houses that need to come down that are not livable. And unfortunately, the one he's in is probably
Next.
yeah.
Probably what's on
Yeah.
the books on that.
And I do have to say that Mr. Berg did get caught up on his water bill this past month, and I was real pleased about that. He's been having trouble for quite a while now. A year, 2 years, we were ready to foreclose, and he took care of that. The thing about this is that if we did go spending the money to clean up these properties, it's up to 2 years you can foreclose on that, and that at that time then it would become the town property. So eventually, you know, we would get it back, but then what are we going to do with the property? We're not in buying and selling property, so we really don't want it. We
Right.
just want it cleaned up. So
And you're gonna have to keep maintaining it.
right, and there's no win, Jerry, on abating properties. Our best bet is to try our best to help these folks find the will and the way to do it themselves. You know, if it means have a volunteer party and say, hey, we want to help you, let's get it done, then perhaps that's what we should do. I don't know, because we really can't afford it. The next one is Schmittler, and I've written down 2 properties here that we had, but there's actually 3 now. The one on Hill Street that Mr. Schmittler lives in, and then there's an abandoned house on Persimmon, and a trailer that has been abandoned also, that have overgrowth and various nuisances like trash and things like this. And the trailer has got underpinning, which means it's got one that's going in and out under it, and then the overgrowth. Same thing on the Hill Street property. There's a lot of overgrowth, several vehicles that are inoperable. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm aware of which one we're talking
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, the last one I have listed here is, 317 Hackberry. And right now that price, $3,600 is just for the overgrowth. It has trees that are growing up into the house. The house is already starting to come down. I do not have contact with the owner. It's been long enough now that I
That's
Probably
it,
good.
that's super bad.
call that abandoned, but
He's dead.
Mr. Short, he's not the one, actually, this house has been, purchased by someone out in Arizona, and now it might be purchased by someone from Florida, or they've gone to Florida, and it's all tax purchases.
And went from Arizona to California, and now to Florida.
Yeah.
Is this the place that the squatters are living at?
No, that's
No.
Danny Dasher, and that property is not the best, but it's not being, I mean, it has no water and electricity, and so we're not gonna get involved in that. We still have an outstanding water bill, and did we process the lien on that water bill? I can't remember.
I'm not too sure which
Yes,
one
we
you're
did.
talking about.
Right next to Forest Lloyd.
That, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Barry Road,
Is Forest also gonna be on that list, cause this is getting pretty bad shape too.
No, that's mine.
That's her.
Oh, that's yours, okay.
Is it just that? Yeah. The house is
It
okay.
just needs some trees cut.
Yeah.
well, I think that there's been quite a bit cut out down there yesterday, and
He's been
I
doing
could see
that.
all around it, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just didn't know which one and where.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think that has been happening, because I had to look at some properties yesterday. I got complaints about a little bit of, trash moving, and, you know, how windy it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I did speak with the person, and, that is another, I'll talk about it in just a minute. So the abandoned house that's just for cleanup on Hackberry, 3600. The other property that I'm trying to, I sent a nuisance letter to them last year, and I spoke to them, and they're like, we're working on it. And I had not seen much, but I have been seeing more going on this summer. They've actually hired someone to come in and start working and cleaning up. Some of the property's been cleaned up, and I'm talking about, Nancy and Robert Walters, the old Bowman house. So the front end of that property's been cleaned up, but they've got some trailers and sheds that are just some odd places that are kind of a nuisance for people to go around and so forth, but they're working on it. And, they had some trash that blew, and so I was gonna get a hold of Nancy, and I couldn't reach her, and I talked to the person working at the house, and she, had made a lot of headway on the property and did have a lot of empty boxes.
I was gonna say, what happened to them boxes?
Yeah, so I,
Nobody blew in the neighborhood.
well, and so they've ordered a dumpster. It won't be coming till next week, but the dumpster will be coming, and they'll be putting all these boxes in the dumpster. They have put a tarp over it to stop the blowing, so hopefully they won't lose what they've already covered, or uncovered, trashed up, or however you want to say it, built up. And, then I was told that they got rid of quite a bit last night. That's all I know on that one. So that one, I really don't want to get on the list, because I see them actively trying to do something with it. They're hiring it done, and they're using some local people here in town, and it's kind of nice too, because those folks need to work also. So, but these other properties, I just need the board to tell me what to do with it. I mean, I agree, we cannot afford to do this, but I get complaints from folks because this isn't getting taken care of, and that's not taken care of, and I try to reach out to them. I mean, the one, the Schmittler property, I mean, I've mowed the outside, and I've trimmed the trees on the one side as far as I can, up to the sidewalks, and then I feel like I can't go any further than that, but I try to at least make a better appearance. And they've even got a lien on one of the properties, and I'm just not getting anything from them, any help there. So, and we've already given them the notices, and so it's just a matter of hiring someone and just go in and do it and send them the bill. Sounds kind of harsh.
I believe that's the way we like to do it, to tell the truth.
Well, when you sent out those surveys to everyone in town to let us know what was the most important thing to them for us to do, it was clean up this mess.
Mm-hmm. Well, I understand that, yeah, I do, I just,
If we have to look at a way to do it, and I don't know if we can just do one at a time and start with the cheapest, like you snowball a debt
Yes,
and go up, or do we
yeah.
start with the big one and work down?
Yeah. That's an idea too.
Would people be willing to go in and help clean up a particular property that just needs mowing and
tree trims and
trees
trash
cut
and
down.
stuff. I don't know if we'd have volunteers ready for that or not, but then some residents are not, no, you're not coming on my property. They don't want you to come in and help them.
Mm-hmm.
But then others, they know they just can't get it done, their health and so forth. So, I'm
I think
uncertain,
they'd have to be illegal or illegal.
yeah. So, and, you and I went to the attorney.
Because one thing they told me themselves,
Liability, right.
like go on someone's property, and their volunteers work here on the city property,
Yes,
and they do, and we're grateful for them.
but on a private property.
I don't think we can do that. It's a big red flag.
Do we own the gym,
No,
No.
no,
Are you talking about
the gym?
the old gym, I
the old
think.
gymnasium
Yeah.
next to Vicky, okay, yes?
Cause that's in bad repair.
Yes, and she got a nuisance on that also, and I told her that it was falling in and it needs to be taken care of. She said something about that being Alvin brick, and she was trying her best to find, a location for that brick. She feels that the brick is worth something, and that's what she's trying to work with. And then recently she went into some, him and her both had some, health issues. So they haven't moved any further on that, but I can readdress that with them.
Well, they're doing the new amphitheater in Albion, they might want it for that.
Okay,
And I know when Jackie and Trevor Broviac built their house, I don't know if they live there anymore, they did all of their sidewalks with Albion brick. That, you know, that amphitheater comes to mind, they might find a way to utilize that.
okay. Well, I don't know much about that. Would you like to contact Vicki, or would you like me to try?
You should go ahead and contact her and see if she'd be interested, and then I do know the lady who's
Okay.
big in doing that.
Okay, I'll do that then. Okay, does the board wanna make a decision on an abatement on anything this evening, or you wanna tell me to get more bids? And we're definitely gonna do something. What do you think? I'm tired of running this around,
Mm-hmm.
and I know something needs to be done about it.
My feeling is go ahead and get it done. That's my own feeling. You want some conference, that's me. I think it needs to be done.
I think we
So-
should start on it as well, so we just have to decide which one we wanna start on.
It's really with the animals and that kind of thing, I mean, it's becoming a public safety hazard.
It is, yes. It's not only a nuisance, it's safety.
Yes,
Well, and I mean, you know, people complain to us all the time, and they feel like we're not doing anything about it, you know, and we haven't, and we've been look at all the legalities and get prices and stuff,
and
and they're waiting on us to do something.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be quite honest, I did, speak to someone about, a nuisance, and the response was, what are you gonna do about it? You know, take me to court. And then they quacked at me. I mean,
Sure.
literally quack, quack, quack.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, very good point. What am I gonna do about it? Am I going to pursue it or not? And we're small, and most of us are poverty. We don't have a lot of money, and so, but we care.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we try to get over there and say, can you do something about it? So, yeah. Then, the other thing to consider then is at this time, the weather changing, things will look clearer. As it gets colder, things will die out, because a lot of this is overgrowth.
Mm-hmm.
So would it be best to get the clearing done now, or wait till the spring and knock it out before it gets a chance to take off? I don't know how that works. Because I know when I take my pictures, you know, I have to take a picture of something before I clear a nuisance on it, and it looks really bad. And then come spring, it doesn't look so bad, well, because it hasn't shot up again yet.
Right.
So,
I don't know what you got, but the people get the prices from, we know.
okay,
Yeah, I think it's easier if you can see, you know, if all the leaves are gone, you know,
yes.
you can know what to cut.
I know when they cleared the woods out of the cemetery, that's what they did, they would just, like, the first hard trees, they killed out everything, and then they went out and started knocking it down.
Okay.
If they're gonna go in and do some trees, how do you know if the owner of the property, well, I wanted that tree, you should have cut it down?
Well, that's why you wanna know that you're going to vacate the property if they don't clean up their overgrowth. Yeah, that's
Okay.
why we do it, with their nuisance letter and attorney and so forth.
So every stinking tree on the place probably will come down.
None of them like that.
And, the other thing I'd like you to consider too, when we're looking at these properties is, what the public sees the most. So like when they drive through town and go back out of town. You know, that's what the people are judging Belmont on, is what they're seeing there. So would we wanna start on the, anything that's on that path? Or like you say, Peggy, the lowest bid I have now are the, two properties on, Hill Street. There's only,
So now there's 3 properties there, so
yeah, now I have
that
the
would
third one.
be the lowest.
Right. And those of us, that must be, I must not have included the house on that one because, and the house just has overgrowth. So,
The way I remember reading that was that the house and the trailer were done as a unit, so it's only called a one.
oh, okay, so it does include all three.
And these prices only included removal of trees and overgrowth, no structure removal.
No structural removal, and then abandoned vehicles. We did include abandoned vehicles, which, Hill Street does have abandoned vehicles, and so does, Schonberg, the 8 lot.
That one's the most visible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What
And
about that one on our street then?
that's Sean, and she wrote it as 8 lots instead of reaching, you know, that, cause it's Hill Street and Church Street. There are a few houses, and then, lots of overgrowth.
Cause that's been like that for years.
Yeah.
And
I see that is a big problem, because that's where our, creatures are going back and forth.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Moody says he sees it all the time.
I have a pretty red plastic.
Yeah,
Pretty too, yeah.
yeah. Well, and that one on 317, is it 317, actually, there was a fox family in there.
Oh, yeah.
And now, overgrowth, that's there too.
That might be the one that's killing my daughter's chickens.
Might be.
They're probably coming from,
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
they're probably coming from Mr. Thomas's property.
Yeah, from Thomas.
Yeah.
And I've heard snakes and just all kinds of things.
Yeah, yeah, one of the neighbors there has snakes in her house.
Oh, good Lord.
So, I mean, if you want to
Except for
tell me,
my house.
I would think,
if you want to tell me a particular one that you want me to just go ahead and get started on, I can write the letter, the nuisance again tomorrow, give them their exact amount of time, and then just go ahead and schedule the event. Give them one more time to clean it out.
with the animals, I think it should either be Thomas or Bird.
I agree.
And I think that's the
Yeah,
safety
yeah,
issues
yeah,
right now, the health issues.
Okay, and so
Does Berg actually live there, or is he away?
No, he's in a little house in behind all that
He's
stuff,
Okay.
which is on its way to being.
Actually,
Condemned.
big garage, I think, at one time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
He
Okay,
couldn't
so-
do that.
The two rows and the price, Mr. Thomas's is a little bit lower, 4,700, opposed to John Berg is 8,500, and those prices aren't exact. They may vary a little bit when I get another estimate, because I'm not gonna go on just this, I will get another estimate. I do think that Mr. Glasswhite might do a really good deal, but he might, might do a third one yet. But I can go ahead and get that for sale now, meaning the ordinance violation.
I
And so,
think you start with the one with the lowest price and proceed from there.
okay, so, but you did say with the animal problems, so
I think
Thomas
that's the health issue.
and Bird,
The
okay,
two properties that have the,
all right.
so much thicker with those, with your,
So-
animals in there.
I will go ahead and send letters out to Mr. Thomas and Mr. Berg and see if movement can happen on those, and then if not, then next month we'll be prepared to, I'll get the bid and make a decision on spending that amount of money for those properties. Okay, mind you, I did not put that in the budget this year. That was on back on it. they always say abatement's just not, something we wanna do. So, okay, then that's what we'll do. Do I need a motion, or that's just a discussion and that's done with that?
Let's make a motion that way.
Okay,
Cover it.
may I have a motion to take care of, ordinance abatement on property at, South Persimmon owned by Mr. Thomas, and property owned by Schomburg on Hill Street and South Church Street. He has a combination of 8 lots. Do I have a motion to?
I so move.
And a second, all in favor?
Aye.
The,
Who was the second?
Linda.
Linda, okay.
Okay. Okay, at this time, I would open the floor for public comments. We have no audience, so therefore the floor is now closed. Around the table, is there anything else anyone else would like to discuss? Our next meeting date is scheduled for November 11th. I know that seems like really close, speaking that we're so late on this one, but I recommend that we stay on it because we do have our end of the year things that we need to take care of also.
But do you know that November 11th is a holiday?
Oh, is it? And that's a Tuesday?
That's Veterans Day.
Yeah,
Didn't
November
know.
11th is Veterans Day, so,
I wrote down November 18th because wasn't there something
Okay.
about with the Viking people
oh,
and they couldn't come the week of our regularly
that's
scheduled
right,
meeting?
and the board said that
Yeah.
we would possibly do that.
And I wrote down next meeting date November 18th.
Oh, that's just because they would have their bid in by then, and the other bids,
that's right.
and the other bids would be in by the 15th of November, so on the 18th, we would be available to, so then, November 18th
Please.
at, 6:30, is that the time again, guys? Okay. All right, may I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Linda,
no second.
and then Gary, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good, Jeffrey.
Oh,
Yes,
you
you
did
are.
wonderful.
Yeah.
That was that new friend.
Yeah.
I think that's on her. That's just on me.
Yeah. Good, good.
Yeah?
You wanna go for a ride in the car?
You want me to get?
No.
You taking your raindrop, Gary?
Just wanna know what.
So we're gonna have raindrop?
I did, like drop the water.
I was thinking it was candy kill.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's, yeah, the water.
Consider, it's actually closer than 10 weeks to winter.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
But anyway,
I figured it was about that.
did you get to watch it?
Yeah, I watched
He raced well.
I thought he.
Lou said, he said, I should have taken it out sooner, but he said.
And did a good job cleaning it. Just for me, Jared, I'll be
So he cut. And he said,
I'm sorry I didn't get all those.
I agree.
Not even as far as.
Yeah.
Yeah, he, on business, no.
Yeah.
I thought, he said,
Yeah.
he wasn't gonna say.
I'm sorry, I'm not listening. There's too much going on.
And he
Tell
said,
me.
I got him a little tired. Which is
Yeah,
all
okay.
that's right.
I mean, yeah, he went 55, he's fine.
Every time he starts something.
Yes, I should have, I was right, yeah.
And he says, we'll go up. Hop on and get in the